everyone, welcome back. And today we are going to look forward at the different anime that are going to be taking place winter 2025. And we're going to be looking here on my anime list as always and go over which ones I think are going to be great or like which ones I think we might have to keep our eye out for. So, first off, we'll go like down the thing. So, we have Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is going to be getting a second season. Um, it's a Rise from the Shadows. Okay. Solo Leveling season one was pretty great. I mean, it wasn't as great as I quite thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be insanely good. It was all right. I mean, it was all right. I had high expectations for it. But if you don't know about Solo Leveling, it is basically imagine the real world, but then there are gates that spawn that bring you to dungeons. And then people have jobs that they go into the dungeon and they fight whatever's there. They might mine some crystals or find some resource that's there, and then they bring it back to the real world and sell it and whatnot. So that's kind of Solo Leveling. Um, it will come January 2025, I guess. It doesn't have an actual date, but January 2025, some point there. So probably somewhere beginning of January. I'm I am excited because I have a feeling that it will pick up at some point, and I'm hoping this season it does pick up quite a bit. Um, I'm not certain about the Apothecary's Diary. I know people do like it. I have not watched the first season. I don't know for sure if I'll actually get into watching the first season, but I know a lot of people like it. But something I am excited for that has never let me down is Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone, Science Future. This is the fourth season of Doctor Stone. And if you don't know about Doctor Stone, I'll give you a real brief synopsis of it. Basically, the world, there was a light that hit everyone in the world. And everything living, like animals, people, stuff like that, they turned to stone. And years, like decades, I can't remember how long it was, it could have been centuries, people start breaking out of the stone. And everything has been destroyed, basically. Like, there's no, like, buildings or anything like that. Everything's gone back to, like, a natural state. And our main character, Senku, is a science. I guess if you think of him like a magician, he's a science user. Like, he uses science to do things that people would not expect. So he has already made a telephone. He has already made a steam-powered car. He's made a a big ship, and all like tons and tons of other stuff. So he is basically trying to figure out what caused the world to become stone, and then also save the world because he also found a certain liquid that he can make that's some sort of, I think it's sulfuric acid, and I can't remember what else. I know they found it in a cave with bats and stuff like that. So like nitric acid, maybe it's nitric. It was some sort of acid. But anyways, they can turn people back into normal. But now they just got done. They found a stone that can turn people into stone, and now they are I think they're heading to America. I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're heading to America because Seku said he needed corn. Because corn, I think he said it was like a superfood or something like that, and they need that for their voyage or whatnot. So they're heading there, and from what the trailer looked like, they run into some people that are very, very highly advanced, like industrial. So it looks very, very good. I'm very excited for it. It's interesting to see how Senku builds these things inside a stone world when he has to build everything from scratch. So, very, very cool. That is probably one of the most highly anticipated for me, at least, this season. Um, then we have one here that I had not heard about. This is new. It's Sakamoto Days. So, a synopsis of it. Taro Sakamoto was considered the greatest hitman of all time. Feared by many, he stood at the top of the underground world until he met and fell in love with a woman. And then he abandoned his life of crime. So it to become a convenience store clerk. So it kind of reminds me of Way of the House Husband, where he was like, wasn't he like a mob boss kind of thing? And then he just stops and becomes a house husband. So it kind of reminds me of that, but this looks more action esque because this guy, he actually does still do some of his hitman work, it seems. But he's trying to leave his shady past behind him to prove is proving more difficult for him. Many of his former rivals and partners do not believe he has truly left the business and show in hopes of taking him out. Barred from killing, he must find creative ways to subdue his enemies and prevent them from bringing harm to his family, his store, and the small town he resides in. So, this actually does look very good. I watched the trailer. I think it's going to be very, very good. I think it's going to be funny. It's going to be action packed, and you never. I think it'll be interesting to see how he tries to take out people without killing them. But it could be very interesting. I'm excited for that. It comes out January 11th of 2025. Oh, I also forgot to say we're Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone comes out January 9th. But yeah. Okay, Sakamoto Days looks pretty cool. I'm not My Happy Marriage season 2, not really interested in that. But I am interested in the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You season 2. If I remember correctly, okay, from like the last season, basically this guy had no luck with girls, and then all of a sudden, I forgot what it was. I guess I can look at this. Um, yeah, on the day of his middle school graduation, he's turned down by a girl he's confessed to, earning his 100th rejection. And then he goes to a matchmaking shrine, wishes to find a girlfriend, and then the god of the shrine basically tells him that he's going to meet 100 soulmates. And these 100 soulmates were meeting slowly. So, if I remember correctly, the first season we ended up meeting 7 of his soulmates, one of them being one of his classmates and her mother, then a few others. But basically, this is a very, very big harem anime where eventually they're going to get to 100 girlfriends, which is going to take a while. But if they already got to 7 in one season, it'll only take a few more seasons, a couple tens of more. But yeah, you can see all the pictures there of all the girls, and it looks like we're going to have. Let me see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, maybe there's only 6 girls. I only see 6 there. But then there's also 3 new ones. It looks like here, so we might get an extra 3 more girls. So very, very cool. I'm excited for it. I liked the first season pretty good. It was very funny, all the stuff they got into, and just a little bit ecchi. So, very cool. It comes out January 12th of 2025. So, I'm excited for that too. Ooh. Okay, this is one. There has not been very many Fate things that I've wanted to watch in recent years. But Fate Strange Fake is finally coming out. It's coming out December 31st of 2024. And it, if you don't know about Fate, I'm a really big Fate fan. It combines anime with history, even though sometimes the history is not completely accurate to our real world. But this one takes place in America. So it centers around an imperfect copy of the Grail War, which the Grail War is basically, usually it's 7 people and 7 servants, which servants are historical figures that they summon to fight. But anyways, these 7 people will fight for the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail is a wish-granting device. So whoever wins out of all of them will get to make a wish. That's basically a Grail War. If you want to know more about Holy Grail Wars, I do have a video that explains everything about the Holy Grail War, that goes through all the different seasons and whatnot, and some of the different things that happen in different seasons. So I would highly recommend that. If you go on my channel, you can watch it. I think it's like everything you need to know about the Holy Grail War, something like that. But anyways, this one takes place in America. So the Yeah. So the Mage Association used data from the Fiyuki Grail War to plan their own ritual, which I think that's the third Holy Grail War. And 70 years later, they used the city of Snowfield as the sacred land for their own Grail War. However, they were unable to successfully replicate every aspect of the ritual, and they lost the Saber class. So there's 7 different classes in the thing. It's like Berserker, Saber, Archer, Lancer, the Magic Caster. Then there's also Rider, Assassin. Did I say Berserker? I can't remember. But yeah, anyways, those are all the classes. um, but yeah, so there's no Saber class in this. So they summon strange servants due to blurring of definitions of heroes. So there's going to be kind of different heroes. And it looks very, very good. There's a teaser out already and trailer, and it looks very, very good. We're going to have Gilgamesh again, and then we're also going to have a lot of different servants. So I'm very, very excited for this. Very, very big into Fate and everything else, like Fate Grand Order. Liked all the other Fates, Apocrypha, Fate Stay Night, Fate Heaven's Feel, Unlimited Blade Works. Yeah, yeah, all of that. So very, very into the. Oh, there's an Enkidu too, which is like Gilgamesh's like friend inside the thing. Um, but yeah, we have all these people here. Oh, Waver is in it too. I forgot that. Okay, but yeah, very, very excited for that. Um, then none of these really looked cool to me. None of those two. Here's another one. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of shows that I'm going to give a chance this season because they seem fairly interesting. I just don't know for sure if I'll actually finish them. This is kind of where we're starting to get to that point. So, this one is I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. So, basically, it's just as the title says. This guy kind of hates this girl, and then they end up getting like matched together because of their parents or whatnot. So our high school student, Saito Hojo, was married to his classmate, Akane, the girl who is his biggest rival at school. The two can't seem to get along with each other, but their heart-pounding newlywed life is about to begin. This also kind of looks like a harem, kind of, because there are quite a few other girls that do like him. And I think our main girl, Akane, here starts to like him eventually. That's kind of what it looks like through the trailer. Also gets a little bit jealous because he's getting all the attention of the other girls. So that does look pretty cool. I think the girls look pretty good. It comes out January 3rd of 2025. Like I said, I'll watch this a little bit and see how I feel about it. It looks pretty good. So I'll give that like a. I know a lot of people like to say like a 3 episode watch or something like that. 3 episode rule. Possibly that for me. I don't know anything about Unnamed Memory Act 2, but we're going to skip over that and go to this next one. I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. This is another one of those long names that basically describes what the whole series is about. So our main character here, she's a guild receptionist, and basically whenever something like goes wrong in a dungeon or whatever, she has to do a lot of paperwork. So, to save herself from paperwork, she goes down to the dungeon to beat up the monsters that are beating up, I guess, her adventurers. So she'll go down there and fight any boss just so she doesn't have to do extra work. That seems like a kind of interesting premise. So that's the only part that I'm thinking of watching. But it also says that she has to keep it secret. So I guess the other people don't know. It's coming out January 11th. This is one that I might just give 1 episode to see if I like it at all. The premise seemed pretty interesting, so I kind of want to give it a chance. And all the characters do kind of look good. I'm a big person that if the animation and the characters look good, I'm more likely to watch the show like longer. So, but yeah, there's that one. Not so sure about this one here in the middle, but this one right here, this is an office romance type of anime. So, can you keep a secret? Question mark. So, basically, our two main cast here aren't just co-workers. They're totally have the hots for each other, as it says. Uh, his hopeful yet humble attitude makes her giddy, and her cuteness leaves him grinning like a fool. Problem is, they're trying to keep their new relationship under wraps to avoid making things awkward at work. But seeing as they can't keep their hands off each other, they run the risk of spilling their secret. So, this is an office romance. It does look very cute, okay? That's my thing. I am a big person that if it looks cute, it looks wholesome, I'm there for it. So, looks pretty interesting. It comes out January 6th of 2025. This is one of the earlier ones we have here. Uh, but I think I will like this. I think I'll watch it because I've watched a couple different office romances and I've always liked them. So I don't think there's any way I'm not going to like this. Um, yeah, these three right here I'm not as interested in. Okay. Here's we're starting to get to a few that look kind of interesting. So, fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she's saying. This one I really don't know for sure if I'll like it all. It just looks kind of cute. I like the art style. I like the kind of the. I've not said shading, but this isn't really a manga. But like, I just like I like the color to it. Okay, it looks nice. So our main character transferred to Okinawa and fell in love with a girl, but he can't understand her dialect. Thankfully, Higasan is always helping him out with translations. So it's a cross-cultural romance. It's a wee bit different. Begins on the southern island. So I think this kind of looks pretty interesting. I do like the art style for it. Um, I hope I like it. Okay, I hope I like it because it looks good. But yeah, looks pretty interesting. It comes out January 5th. Again, an earlier one for us. Um, but yeah, just look at the little image there and just tell me it doesn't look pretty. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to figure out if this is going to be good or not. Then we have this one here, which is Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. So, first off, this is kind of a reverse isekai since it's an elf coming to the real world. But this guy's hobby is sleeping. And ever since he was young, he would enter a wondrous world when he went into his dreams and go on thrilling adventures. I know a lot of people, especially me, that would love that. But one day he goes on an adventure with an elf girl, Mrs. Elf here, and he becomes friends with in his dream world. But it's put to a halt when they both get scorched by a dragon's breath, and as he wakes up from his dreams, he notices a familiar figure sleeping next to him, the elf girl from his dreams. So this guy sleeps. He goes to this. I guess he kind of isekais in his sleep. He goes to the fantasy world, and he becomes friends with this elf. When they get, I guess, killed in the dream world, she ends up getting teleported back with him to the real world. So I'm expecting to see the elf basically is going to love Japan, want to see all this different stuff. Could be pretty interesting. It kind of reminds me of oh, there's another elf anime that came out recently that she was like a shrine maiden for a place. I can't remember exactly what the name was, but yeah, kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It's going to come out in January 10th. Um, yeah, kind of looks interesting. I'll be interested in watching it. Then this one here, I don't think I'm gonna watch, but I felt like I should say something about it. So the elf girl's cat is secretly an S-ranked monster. So basically, this guy, after fighting a fight against the forces of evil, a knight is shocked to discover that he instead gets reborn as a hero of humanity. He starts his new life as a behemoth. So he doesn't become a knight. He becomes like this little cat thing. That is a behemoth. That is apparently one of the most powerful monsters in the world. The only problem is that the baby behemoth looks an awful lot like a house cat. So things grow even more confusing when a beautiful elf adventurer rescues him from the brink of death. Rather than finishing him off, this house cat slash knight's baffling journey is just getting started. So we're gonna see basically an elf girl like fawning over a house cat, and him be like, "Oh, I'm super powerful, but I'll just enjoy my life with this elf." That's basically what I'm expecting. Kind of like what the trailer looked like. I don't think I'll watch this, but I'm sure some people might. If you watch the trailer, you might find it pretty cute watching a cat that's actually a powerful monster living with an elf girl. I don't know. It's not for me, but it seems it's going to air January 4th of 2025. Still very, very early. Nothing there. Ooh, this one. Okay, this one right here. This one seems hilarious, okay? This is going to be a very good comedy, I can already say. From bureaucrat to villainous, Dad's been reincarnated. So, this is another one about someone being reincarnated into a video game, an Otome game. This time, it just so happens to be this girl's dad gets reincarnated. He's a 52-year-old civil servant, and he's the villainous, reborn into this world of an Otome game his daughter used to play, and he's quite confused for good reason. Um, and from the little information he possesses, he knows he should be a haughty noble girl, but the disciplined older man is simply unable to act in such a manner. His calm and kind, yet aura leads him to befriend the heroine and further endear him to the student body as a pinnacle of elegance. As he tries to keep the story on track, he'd have to draw on his years of experience in the workforce, his perfect Japanese manners, and his family oriented morals to fit in with the fellow kids. The fellow kids. Yeah, so a 52-year-old man gets reincarnated into, I'm guessing she looks like a teenage girl, or possibly a young adult girl, in an Otome game. This looks hilarious, okay? Sounds hilarious, looked hilarious. I'm gonna love this. And as the track record has, every Otome one I have watched, every anime about an Otome, I have loved. I have absolutely loved. And they've all been about villainesses. Go figure. I think this is going to be insanely good. I'm surprised there's not very many people that are actually watching this. 12,360 are looking out for this. But I expect there to be a lot more when it actually airs. So this is highly anticipated for me. I think it's going to be very good. It comes out January 10th of 2025. I'm going to love it. I can already tell I'm going to love it. Just the picture here for it just looks hilarious. So let's move on. These did not. I didn't really think this ice skating one, figure skating, looks very good. But I mean, if you like figure skating, you might like Medalist here. Um, None of these really looked interesting. Oh, except for this one. This one kind of looks interesting. I like the premise for this one. So I left my A rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. So, I can't do this anymore. Our main character, the Red Mage, just left his party, an A rank party. And after being mistreated as a handyman and ridiculed for 5 years, he finally snapped. And so he began his desolate, unemployed life. Or so he thought, you say. Though, through a stroke of luck, he's welcomed into an all-female adventuring party comprised of his former students as they defeat dungeon one after another. His true strength is gradually revealed, as it turns out this red mage wields extraordinary magic and skills. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I like the art style for this. The premise itself, him like leaving an A-rank party, that's not very special. But then again, becoming a party member for his former students, that kind of sounds interesting. That kind of what pulled me in. So I'll watch a couple episodes of this and see if I like it. I think it sounds kind of interesting. It comes out January 12th of 2025. And all our characters here, we have a blue-haired girl, white-haired girl, red-haired girl. All you need. Yeah. I think I'll like this one. I think it's gonna be good. Next one we are looking at here. Ah, this one here. The one that reminds me of One Piece. Okay, so bogus skill, Fruit Master. About that time, I became able to eat unlimited numbers of skill fruits that kill you. um, so, uh, I'll explain this a little bit. Go through the synopsis. So, in this world, one can gain special abilities by eating a skill fruit, but you can only eat one skill fruit. To eat another certain is a certain death sentence, so you'll die if you eat another fruit. However, our main character here has a skill called Fruit Master, which is unsuitable for battle, so he becomes a farmer and he grows fruits. But by chance, he eats another skill fruit on accident, and he learns his hidden ability of Fruit Master is he can basically get more skills. He can just eat as many skill fruits as he wants, it looks like. Yeah, so the story of a lowly farmer becoming the strongest by acquiring numerous different abilities. So basically, the reason why I think this one could be interesting is I saw eating fruit and getting abilities, and I'm like, that's kind of like One Piece. Plus, the characters do kind of look cute, okay? I like the art style for the characters. They look very, well, not lifelike. They look energetic and whatnot. Looks nice. And it's mostly about the fruit. It's mostly about the fruit. It comes out January 7th. So, again, one of these I'll give a few episodes to see if I like. But I think I'll like it. I think I'll like it. The next one here. I don't know for sure if I'll be able to say this. Ba-bon, ba-bon, bon. Ba-bon, ba-bon, bon. Vampire. I think that's how it's said. So, do I really think I'm going to enjoy this one? Maybe not. I think I kind of want to give it an episode because I feel like within the first episode you'll get a feel for the show. But our guy, our main character, works as a live-in part-timer at the long-established public bathhouse. Yes, you heard that right. A bathhouse. His true identity is actually a 450-year-old vampire. That's where the vampire comes from. Seeking the ultimate taste of the blood of an 18-year-old virgin, he continues to protect the virginity of a 15-year-old kid. The kid is the only son of the bathhouse owner. However, a crisis arises as the child reaches puberty, and he falls in love at first sight with a girl in the same class. So our vampire here must protect at all costs the virginity of this child. Love shall not be allowed. Operation Virginity Loss Prevention begins. So, basically, our vampire here works at a bathhouse, trying to keep our bathhouse owner's son from losing his virginity. That's basically the premise of the show. I think it's going to be pretty funny. At least the first episode will probably be pretty funny. I don't know for sure if it'll get old after a while. That's the only thing I'm worried about because I feel like the first 2 episodes maybe might be kind of interesting and then everything else might be a little bit boring. I have my hopes up though, okay? The premise of it sounds so weird it might just work. So I want it to work. But it comes out January 11th here. So yeah, might want to look out for that. It's a little weird. Might be interesting to see. Okay, this one here, I really don't think I'm going to watch this one unless I see a good meme about it. But it's Magic Maker, how to make magic in another world. So the premise of this is kind of cool. The only thing is the trailer didn't really jump out to me. But anyways, a man who is 30 years old wanted to use magic and died unexpectedly. When he woke up, he was born in another world. He was named Theon, and he had high hopes that there would be magic in this other world, but there was no magic in that world. Theon became depressed and lethargic, but an event led him to discover the existence of magic. And it turns out that if there's no magic in this world, then he'll just make it himself. So magic did exist, just no one knew how to use it. With this in mind, he begins researching magic from that day onward, eventually, there's a spread of a disease that can only be cured by magic. Um, and a chance encounter with an enemy that can only be defeated by magic. Theon becomes a hero who saved the world. So yeah, this is just going to be about him basically learning how to do magic, saving the world, like I said. Um, I don't think I'm gonna watch this. I mean, I'll see. I might watch the first episode to kind of see. It kind of looks interesting, but I don't think I'll enjoy it that much. But it comes out January 9th, so I mean, maybe that sounds interesting to you. Maybe you watch the trailer and it looks good to you. Possibly. I'm not going to hate on it because I haven't watched it yet. Like I said, I'm going to give it maybe one episode. But yeah, just making magic. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't see any others here. Uh, Yami Shibai. Okay, 14. That is kind of something I am a little interested in, but not super. Skate Infinity OVA extra part. I did watch Skate Infinity. I thought it was pretty good. I might go ahead and watch the OVA. That might be interesting. There's the Kaiju movie here. Kaiju 8 Go movie. Um, this one right here. The Rose of Versailles movie. So this one seems like a history kind of one because it's the Empress of Austria arranges his daughter Marie Antoinette to marry the Crown Prince of France, Louis. Okay, X5I, that'd be 16th, I think. Upon arriving there, yeah, it seems kind of like a historical kind of one there. That might be kind of interesting. I don't know if it's. I'm expecting it to be kind of historically accurate, some sort. Um, let's see. Was there anything else here? Wait, Make a Girl. I didn't see this one. Taking place in the near future, a brilliant scientist who develops salt, a robot that assists people in their daily lives, finds himself at a dead end after a series of failed inventions. So he creates a girlfriend, uh, number 0, and literally becomes his girlfriend, torn between her programmed emotions and her own evolved feelings. It's a movie. I mean, it could be kind of interesting. I don't know. Ninja Batman. Ninja Batman versus Yakuza League. Okay, I watched a little bit of the first one for this, and it was kind of interesting. So if you like Batman in Japan, fighting the Yakuza League, you might be interested in this. Um, then there's All Noah Zero there, a special for it. I think I finished All Noah Zero. I think I did. But this is episode 24.5 released on the Blu-ray box. So I guess if you want to watch that, you can. So I want to go over first which ones I am super, super interested in. So, super, super interested. Dr. Stone, definitely. Sakamoto Days, yes. 100 Girlfriends, yes. Fate Strange Fakes, yes. Solo Leveling, yes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. There's 5 that I'm definitely gonna watch and I know I'm definitely gonna love right there. And then there's quite a few others that look interesting. Oh, sorry, 6. This one. I know I'm gonna like this. This one, reincarnated as like the villainous one, but you're the 52-year-old man. I think I'm gonna love that. So 6 that I know I'm going to probably enjoy quite a bit, and quite a few others that look interesting. So yeah, that is all of the anime that is coming out in winter, at least the ones I thought looked interesting that I thought I should share with you guys. So if you're going to watch anything this season, I would highly recommend the top 5 I have over here. Then all the other ones down here might be like if you have some extra free time, you might enjoy it. You might enjoy it. yeah, I'm excited for this year. Especially Fate Strange Fake and Doctor Stone coming back. All the others are just icing on the cake. So yeah, very excited. Hope you enjoyed and have a good winter 2025. I will see you guys next time, I guess in spring 2025. So, bye.